Hello, my name is Be the Buzz, and today we're going to be reviewing Aloft, or Aloft. I'm not quite sure which one it is, since I've heard it said both ways. But in this video, we're going to be pretty much looking at everything that Aloft offers currently. It is not a completed game to my knowledge, and that they are still working out some of the kinks and adding more things to it. So yeah, let's get into the video. Alright, let's talk about Aloft's storyline. When you first spawn into your game, you are in a cave which leads you over a small cliff and you find a lost knowledge stone. You then get to learn new crafting ideas, and these come from the stones or the sailing anchors placed around the map. When you finally get out of the cave, you will see this large turtle creature that flies over your head and disappears into the storm that is constantly surrounding you. You then will travel up the island and find a large monument that shows you different islands with people on them and some soaring through the air with a glider. There are more monuments that are placed around the map that you have to get to learn more about the past. Once you've upgraded your home island enough, you will get to go into different rings of the storm, fighting more challenging enemies and fighting back the fungal corruption that plagues the land. Now, the fungus comes because the humans, with the gliding power and everything like that, they decided to be selfish, and because of that, I guess the fungal grossness decided to go to the skies as well, and that's how it started kind of plaguing the different lands. And so the final boss, he is the turtle. So when you get to the final area, there's the turtle guy, and that's where you get to fight all the corruption that's on him, all of the fungus, and then, sorry, voice crack there, then you get to heal him pretty much, and then there's a little cutscene, and he makes this adorable, I don't know, roar noise thing, and it's just, oh my god, it's so cute. Easily the best part of the game is Turtle Boy. But yeah, otherwise, I am not very good at talking about the storyline from pictures only, so that's what I've gathered so far. So yeah, unfortunately, I can't talk more about this topic. When crafting in-game, you gain new crafting recipes for things like your house and sailing materials through lost knowledge stones and through lost sailing knowledge. There is also another way, which is where you open up your crafting menu and shove different combos until you find more handheld items, or you can use a crafting table to learn more items as well. I will say that the building mechanics for this game is pretty generic to other survival games that I have. I do like that they have an automatic and a manual option when placing items. It can be very, very frustrating when you can't get that perfect placement, but it's definitely better than other survival games, and I hope to see more coming out of this mechanic soon. Okay, now let's talk about flying. At the end of the tutorial, we learn about the glider. This is the tool that helps us fly around the map. The mechanics for flying are actually pretty decent. It's easy to use and to get a handle of. It's also nice because they give you a boost option, which not every game does. You can also find natural boosts while you're in the air. They kind of look like swirling tornadoes that kind of have sparkles and leaves in it. But be careful though, because you can't fly away from home islands that are too long of distances. So this is where having a home island is so important, because you can't make it to those other faraway islands unless you have a home island. Claiming a home island. When you are claiming your home island, you have to put down a home kite. And then once you have a cool name, then you have finally gotten your home island. You can now add things like a steering wheel and some sailing materials like sails, floaters, and rudders. You can also build a home on top of your home island, like this one right here. There are also lots of different options and different ways to add nice touches to your home. Aloft's animals. So that is actually my favorite part of this game so far. I love the little baby animals. They're so freaking cute. There are sheep, goats, pheasants, and alpacas so far. For the sheep, you have to feed them hay and you get wool after you shear them. Alpacas are pretty much exactly sheep, but they're just taller and cool looking. Pheasants are the only bird animal that you can find right now, and you have to feed them grain, and you can get feathers and eggs from them. So they give you 2 different items. And then finally, you can get goats. Goats. They give you, you have to feed them hay, but you can get goat milk from them. So, and you have to do that through the bucket tool. The enemies of Aloft. So in Aloft, you have to fight against different enemies. I don't really know all of the names of them, but they're all definitely mushroom and fungus themed. You will encounter these enemies on the different infected islands. On these infected islands, you have to break these bulbs off of like this giant yellow fungus tower thing. And you have to kill these guys in between you breaking the bulbs. Once you break all of the bulbs, the lower, like the big node on the top will lower, and then you have to break that guy off too. And then once you're done, it will shrink and then the island will get cleared. The different types of enemies, there is a flying enemy that will pick you up. It kind of looks like a squid almost. It will wrap itself around you and pick it up, pick you up into the air, and you have to wiggle and jump out. Then there is a coward, which is the ones that run away and they shoot you from far away. And then there is like the brute looking ones, which just come up and they hit you. You just start seeing those guys right off the bat. But yeah, I really like the different designs and everything like that for these enemies. Aloft's multiplayer. It is definitely one of the more fun multiplayers that I've ever played in any survival cozy-esque games. I definitely like seeing how there are options of allowing guests to spawn in their home islands or having trusted players for your own personal island. I think that's really nice because sometimes they're not, like when you have join a public game and whatnot, there's not always nice people who want to be kind to your things. So I definitely appreciate having those options in like early access. I think it's a great feature. One thing I do think that really needs to be improved on with the multiplayer function though is that the chest loot, it's all individual per world. And I can kind of understand, but it's really hard to advance together and experience all the different cool things that Aloft has to offer with only having the chest being per world versus per individual. So I would definitely like to see that potentially changed, or maybe have it as an option when you're making a world for multiplayer, because I think that would be definitely a good addition to change. So here are my final thoughts when it comes to Aloft. I think that the game overall is extremely well put together and it definitely looks fantastic so far. I definitely want to give it a 9 out of 10 rating so far for my excursions and whatnot on there, which you can actually watch me play it with a few of my friends on my Twitch. But I think that the game is extremely good. I can't wait to see what the full version will look like. I hope to see more like glider patterns and like different glider material maybe. I think that would be definitely cool to add some more character customization as well. The character customization was one thing I think was definitely lacking in the game, but I also understand it's early access and everything like that. I just hope that later on we can see some more character customization and glider and clothes customization. But I think overall it's a very well put together game, and I cannot wait to see the final version of it, and I'll definitely be continuing to play it. So thank you all, and have a good day. Bye-bye!